In my mind, I'm gone to Carolina.
She already likes the music, Anthony. Chef Vivian Howard grew up in small-town North Carolina and dreamed of moving somewhere with more sophisticated dining options, such as takeout Chinese. She realized that dream here in New York, and after a failed try in advertising, she turned to cooking.
She worked with some of the stars of the culinary world, such as Wiley Dufresne, Sam Masson, and Jean-Georges. Then Vivian Howard went home to North Carolina and opened a groundbreaking restaurant, Chef and the Farmer. Later, she launched A Chef's Life, the award-winning PBS reality show. Chef Vivian Howard, welcome to The Dish.
Thank you for having me.
And you brought us a Southern meal.
I did.
What have we got?
Well, we are starting out with a bold fashion, kind of a take on an old-fashioned, great at 8 a.m. We have okra fries with a buttermilk dressing.
It's all at the top, Anthony.
Oh, good.
Pear and Brussels sprout salad, big pork chops with sweet and sour beets and their greens, and dirty farro, which is kind of like a take on dirty rice. And then fried apple hand pies. We call them Apple Jacks.
What's in dirty farro? How do you dirty it up?
With sausage and chicken liver and celery. It's much better than it sounds.
It sounds good. So take us back to North Carolina. I mean, I know you said that a lot of people who grow up in the small town Kinston, they leave. But why did you decide to leave?
Well, I just had, big dreams. I wanted to walk somewhere other than the car and order takeout, or I wanted to live in a town with an Applebee's, believe it or not.
Right.
And so
Such modest dreams.
I know. And so I went to college, and then I moved to New York and
You tried advertising.
I did, and I found that desk work was probably not for me, so I started working in restaurants. I started out as a server and found my way into the kitchen. And
Well, as we mentioned, I mean, you had a very successful career here in New York.
I mean, I think if I had stuck with it, I could have. I was certainly in the right places, in the right kitchens, but I was not a leader in any of those places.
But what made you, I guess, think, let me go back home? I'm ready.
Opportunity. My family offered to help us open a restaurant.
But let me stop you there, because this was an interesting pivot point for you, because there were investors in New York, I think, who were willing to help you open a restaurant here. But you got this offer to go home, and you went back. So how did you weigh that at that moment?
Well, I have a very tight family, and they never thought that I would actually stay here.
Yeah.
So when we said, we're going to put up a storefront of our own in New York, they thought, oh no, you're not.
Right.
And so the pull of family really was very compelling for me.
And you met your husband here too.
I did, and he's from Chicago originally, and convinced him to move to Eastern North Carolina.
The Chef and the Farmer, when you first opened it up, you yourself have said the menu was all over the place. So how did you figure out what kind of food you wanted to cook?
Well, it took a little while, and I did a dish called blueberry barbecue chicken. It's basically a take on Eastern North Carolina style vinegar-based barbecue, and it was really the first thing that I had ever done that related to the food of the region, and people just responded to it wildly. So I thought, oh, okay, maybe this is what I should do. So I started paying more attention to the foods around me and the food I grew up eating, and putting modern spins on those things.
Well, I absolutely love A Chef's Life, and this meal is wonderful, so thank you so much. As we give you this dish and get your signature on it, we want to ask you if you could have this meal with any person, past or present. Who would that person be?
Oh, maybe my kids. I work a lot and travel a lot, and actually not my kids, because they wouldn't want they wouldn't want any of this. Maybe my kids in 10 years, when they develop the palate I want them to have.
Do you have a next choice then?
My kids in 10 years.
Okay, that is a good, okay.
That's a really good choice.
That is a wonderful choice. Chef Vivian Howard, thank you. And for more on Vivian Howard and The Dish, head to our website at cbsthismorning.com.